I think this is it, guys. Hey guys, just kidding about that. Quick tip here before we open up the F-86. Kind of found something by accident, wanted to share it with you guys, so it might come in handy. Broken hinges, flap hinges in particular, or any hinge really, the application. Everybody knows what that is, right? It's an egg crate. It's styrofoam egg crate. It's tough stuff. I made, like, let's just call it a little flap surface, or you know, it looks like kind of like a little rudder, doesn't it? Okay, and it's got like a bent surface on it already, which is actually the hinged area that's on the back of these. But that's not necessary because you can make your own hinge. My demonstration is this. I've folded this back and forth. I mean, I have worked this hinge like all afternoon, and just I've tried messing it up. And I can't, if I grab it like this, I cannot pull that apart. That is the strongest hinge I've ever seen in my life. And it remains flexible. Now, think about the applications there, guys. I thought I'd throw that in, and I figured I'd give you maybe just a quick example. Another piece I cut off the back. And this actually is part of that hinge off the back. It even looks like a hinge. Okay? If you put the little holes in there, it would be like a hinge. Let's say you have a control surface and the hinge is broken and you're on the field and all you got is this kind of stuff. So let's just say, let's make a perfect example and just say it's a flap hinge. The type of flap, so to show you that, you know, you can do this hinge in so many different applications, you can make it a flap hinge which will go down and only come up starting, you know, up to a full position too. Okay? And you can do that simply enough by just, and considering they're both foam, man, a little bit of foam tack glue, that's going to stick it right up. So, real quick demonstration here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I won't use much so it won't take long to tack. Let's just say this is a, you know, like I said, it's a flap hinge. Okay, now we want that to be flush, right? So the flap's got to go there. Therefore, this is going to have to go down here, okay? At the bottom portion of the flap, you would find yourself right there. That part that would be even with the other surface. Get this stuff to tack up. I mean, look how long this is taking here, guys. And literally, you'd be able to fly within 10-15 minutes after this type of a repair. Okay? And what you've got right now is basically a hinge. And this would be a flap hinge. Okay? Goes up, goes down, only goes up so far. Goes down, up, and once this foam tack glue sets up, this stuff is strong, and it won't come off of there. I'm using the wrong foam here. This is that nasty stuff, but it was just for an example. I tried it on. If I was to put this to this, and this is the same materials as that stuff I'm talking about, the foam tack glue, it sets up. You can't pull it apart. you can't do it. So that was a quick tip. All right. On with that, we'll get on to the box opening here and show you this bird. We've got the Freewing F-86, 80mm metal housed EDF. Runs on 6-cell battery, 6-cell LiPo. They're calling for a 4,000 to a 4,500. A note was mentioned to me by a viewer that we watch each other's stuff. He's got a good channel too, RC Reviewer, guys. Check out some of his stuff. He made a comment and let me know he's got one of these planes, and he bought it 6S and he did his own upgrade to it and put it at 8S. But he let me know that the CG that they call for in the manual isn't right. That what you really probably need to do is watch the video at Motion RC, and they show the guys, and they're doing the 4,500 or the 4,000 all the way back towards the receiver. Okay, so they're pulling the battery back as far as they can, and that's the CG point. So that's just a good note. Other than that, I guess all the other settings and stuff that they give you in the manual are going to be correct. And you probably want to stick to them, guys, because they set you up kind of for an easier maiden type flight. All right. Let's get this thing unboxed and take a look at it, shall we? Give you a little something to listen to here. This is my homemade music flight system or sound system for RC, but it works. Right now I've got a little demonstration going on it for you.
Its exploits are legendary. Its battlefield, the skies and the career. For over 2 years, this famed jet fighter took on its Russian counterpart and cut its way through the communist ranks that threatened the air supremacy of the United States. The F-86 Sabre. In one-to-one dogfights, the Sabre created a new breed of American fighter aces. You need the will to fight.
Let you take a look at the specs here real quick, guys.
In its dual roles as interceptor or fighter bomber, the Sabre was a battle.
Nobody is prouder of what they proved than an F-86 Sabre pilot is of what he did. It was the cream of the crop for a young fighter pilot in the early 50s.
Just a little bit of a history there for you guys. This was America's, the United States' first actual jet, military jet. So with that, we'll get this thing open. Let me get this thing out of the way. Yeah, nice and quick and easy that is. Whoop. Freewing always packages their stuff real nicely. And I'm going to have some tape down here at the bottom. This one's hanging onto the top half, it looks like. Ah, there we go. Okay. Tuck this out of the way. Alright, they got their usual packaging and stuff up here. It is really, honestly, packaged up nicely, guys. When you look at the job that they do, and the care that they take when they send you a model. You know, there's no wonder why so few. I hardly ever find anything wrong with these things, dented or bruised or anything. Not the Freewing product. Man, they're about the best. So let's open these both up here and start pulling some stuff out. I suppose, let's see, we take a look at the main fuselage right off the bat here. Or should we save that for last? What do you think? Nah, I got it in my hand. Let's just do it. This looks really nice, guys. This is sweet. I don't see any scratches or anything, nothing to complain about, guys. This is, it all looks pretty tight. Nice 80 millimeter metal. Yeah, metal housed motor. Notice they've got all the servos marked and all the flaps on them too, because you know how often you don't see those? That's pretty nifty. I don't know what that's all about, but I've seen that in more than one model before, and different manufacturers too. And they cut out the information on the ESC. They still left part of it here, so I know it'll handle 2 through 6S, but they cut out the amp rating. So, you know, who knows why they do that. Maybe they put a higher amp ESC in there than it was actually called for, and, you know, that's just what they had. That would be good for me, wouldn't it? Okay, everything looks pretty tight here, guys. Even on the inside, all the wires, magnets, everything look nice and tight. Everything's flush. Another note, it looks like somebody really took their time with this and detailing, handling. The decals actually almost look like they're painted on. I'm sure they're not. They're probably the water applied decals, but man, they're beautiful. But usually you'll notice in plug and play models, a lot of times you got to go fishing for these things. Well, they got a nice little tied wire here for you, and all of them are marked, and all the tags are still on them. It looks like they even took the time to pinch them up to the wires. Wow! Nice woodwork in this thing too. They really nice inlay. Just looks like a very nicely well put together. Seams are straight. Hard points. They look like they're anchored in nicely. Okay. See how I put this back in. Keep that for safe right now. And in here they've got a little bag of goodies, a little bit of glue, and a couple of connectors, and just a few screws. I mean, there's going to be like 6 or 8 screws, I suppose, that hold this thing together, besides a dab or 2 of glue to hold the fuselage together with the back half. These here are go underneath the wings. That's for mounting the bombs on. There's the... Well, they got this in here pretty good too. Everything fits tight, even the packaging. This is the back half of the fuselage. And again, you know, even this, all the graphics and everything's nice and even, both sides. Nice and even. Let you guys see, even both sides. You know how sometimes the decals be off on one side, it's like nobody cared. Well, somebody took their time. Somebody likes their job, because they did a nice job on this. Everything is like really meticulous. Awesome. Awesome. Got my vote for that. I don't think I'll put this, we're not going to save the plastic, because we're probably going to be putting this thing together right away, huh? This is what I want to see, canopy. I really like, I've been surprised on a few of them, like the Venom had a really nice canopy with a cockpit and a very nicely detailed pilot. This one looks pretty cool too. Check it out, guys. There's not a lot of fancy-dancy stuff and no dash work. We don't have any instrumentation on there, but you know, that's something I could do that. But the pilot is pretty nifty, and they've got like a spring. It actually more looks like a hose there that way than you know, than painted down the side of their sleeve. Yeah, it's pretty nifty. It's nice looking. Graphics are awesome on this. Nicely detailed. Very even. Very nice jet, guys. Okay, here we go. And now I couldn't figure out if these were bombs or drop tanks. And I'm going to have to look into the history of the F-86 or just find out a little bit more about it. Didn't spend that much time, but because of the louvers here, I tend to wonder if they were meant to drop, like bombs. Either that or they're just there for the support while it's flying really fast in their fuel tanks, which is probably what they are. And manual, of course, as usual, all the Freewing manuals are really pretty good. They're pretty concise. They show you just about everything. Distances to, from, different points, push points. I mean, they do everything but count the threads for you to tell you how far. Tells you your setups, high and low rates, the whole 9 yards, measurements. There's your CG. Now that's what they're talking about. I'm going to take a look at this myself too and see what Clarence over there at RC Reviewer is talking about. But the man flies. He's a good pilot. He's got a lot of stuff. And he flies this one. I've seen his videos. And he said, careful with the CG. He says, do it like they do it on the video because that's where it's supposed to be. So I believe him. Anyway, good manuals too from Freewing Company. Got our wing spar. Start tucking all the other stuff in here. We'll check out our main wings here, huh? Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, honestly, guys, I haven't seen a nick or a scratch or a dent. I mean, nothing. Not so far, knock on wood. I got lucky with the last plane too, man. It was in really great shape. Yeah, and all the hinges and everything are installed. They're all nice and tight. Servos installed. Looks like they're already set up to go. I know the last plane I just did, the Freewing F-18, I plugged it in and they were almost square. I had just maybe a couple of turns on a couple of surfaces to get them square, but that was all I had to do. This is beautiful, guys. So they're to be real nice and safe, huh? This one looks nice too. Get it out of the plastic here. Out of the sleeve. Put that in first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Again, with the packaging like that, I don't see how you could find anything wrong with it. It would have to be damaged at the factory almost to have anything wrong with it, or have a forklift roll over it. Let's see what you say there. We don't want crashes in the house before we even get this thing apart or unboxed, right? Okay, and there's our rudder. That looks pretty nice. Pull it out, take a look at her. Looks to be in good shape. Again, servo installed in the rudder, so there's a nice short throw there, guys. This is going to be very precise, nice and tight. Hinges are tight. Yep. One more thing to look at, guys. See if we get a 5 out of 5, 5 stars on this. And no, I think that was it. Oh, here, this. I'm sorry, the tail. I knew there was one more thing. Silver, it's all silver. I'm starting to like these silver planes, guys, to tell you the truth. I think they're pretty sharp. They clean up nice and easy and fast, and they're as easy as cake to touch up. I mean, silver, it's so easy to match, even if it's just a little bit off or a little bit dark. It looks like part of the plane. It got weathered. So, awesome. I'm going to start buying the silver. Oh, wow. Dual servos here, guys. Both, so independent servos. Again, already installed. Nice and flush surfaces, you know, on this thing, guys. I'm noticing, like, even in the tube, the hard points and stuff that's in there, there aren't any, there weren't any raised lips or anything, so it's all going to be nice and aerodynamic. Nothing whistling or wanting to fall off. Something else that's kind of unusual, and you don't see a lot of, is a dihedral tail. You know how most planes are straight across. This one's got a dihedral. That's pretty cool, pretty neat. I've seen them sometimes down a little bit, but I think that's, you know, the builder that does it. I don't see too many stock that are like that, unless you know, unless they're set to be that way. But I don't see too many dihedral tails on airplanes. So that, yeah, that's interesting. So that's what we've got here. I'm going to have to put this thing together, and we'll do a build video. It's not going to take long, so hopefully the weather's starting to change, and I'm looking forward to getting in the air pretty soon. I've only got about a dozen planes to fly. Winter was long, and I got to building, so what can I say? But now I got to get out there and start flying some of these things, you know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you feel it in your hearts to give me a thumbs up and possibly a subscription, that'd be awesome. I've got almost 100 subscribers now. I think I get something if I get 100 subscribers, like a pat on the back, or I'm not sure. Or it makes me eligible to maybe, you know, start monetizing or getting something for monetized videos. I don't know how that works. Anyway, it's up to you. If you like, give me a thumbs up. It doesn't take that long. If you feel like subscribing and seeing more of these kind of videos, I'm going to be doing this probably till the day I die, guys. I really found a good hobby here, something that's very fulfilling. Keeps you out of the bar. There you go. Probably what you'd spend on beer, you know, and alcohol on a good weekend or something like that, you could buy a plane with. Think about it. You know, what's a date cost these days? All right? Take care, guys. Happy flying. The Freewing F-86 Sabre 80mm metal EDF. Got this from Motion RC. Great bunch of guys. They take care of you.